The first time I saw her, I didn't know she was alien. She sat alone in a corner booth at Galliard's cafe. Sleek silver jacket, eyes too vibrant to be real, sipping black coffee like it was ambrosia. Her name was Lyra, or so she said. I was a government translator back then, on break between debriefings with a Zentari ambassador. Most people in DC kept their eyes down. Not her. She stared out the rain-speckled window like she was watching the planet breathe. You speak over 10 Earth languages, she said as I passed by her booth. That's impressive. That stopped me. How do you know that? She smiled. A flash of something ancient and unreadable behind that human-like charm. It's my job to know. We talked for an hour. Then another. The next day she was back. Then the next. Always in the same booth. Always alone. Always watching. I thought it was a chance encounter. But Lyra had come for me. And the truth of that would break everything I thought I knew about humanity's place in the universe. Middle. It was the 4th week when she finally told me the truth. We were in her apartment. Bare walls, books stacked with surgical precision, a telescope pointed toward Jupiter like a loaded weapon. She poured us both wine, stared out over the city. I'm not from here, she said, her voice almost inaudible. Not Earth. I'm Kalari. I blinked, trying to keep my face neutral. I'd worked in alien relations. The Kalari were rumored. Shadows in government files, whispers from deep space, but nothing confirmed. Till now. I was sent as part of the first observation directive, she continued. We're studying humanity. Preparing for contact. You mean you're not here to make contact? Not officially, she said. We're watching. Waiting. Testing. Felt cold. Testing what? She hesitated. Something shifted in her eyes. She'd gone too far, but couldn't stop now. We want to see if your species is compatible. With what? Diplomacy. With integration. I set my glass down. Integration into what? She looked at me, her gaze heavy. The Concord. I knew the term. Rumors of a galactic federation, older than Earth's oldest civilizations. 1,000 species bound together. Peaceful. Unified. In theory. What's the test? Her lips tightened. Emotional resilience. Creativity. Instinctive altruism. Curiosity. Humans rank high. Very high. So why the secrecy? She stood pacing now. Because your kind is unpredictable. Dangerous. Violent. But brilliant. You don't know your limits. And that terrifies some on the High Council. And you. I think your chaos might be what the Concord needs. There was silence between us. Then she added something that would haunt me for days. They didn't plan for me to get attached. Escalation. Within days of her confession, everything changed. I was called back to Langley. Debriefed twice in one day. My phone was tapped. Lyra disappeared for a week, and when she returned, there was a deep scar on her left shoulder she wouldn't explain. They know I told you, she said quietly. Are they going to pull you out? They tried. And I told them I'd made progress. That you were valuable. I frowned. Valuable how? She hesitated. Your insights. Your neural patterns. Your responses under pressure. Your being sampled. Sampled. She reached into her bag, pulled out a small, smooth disc no bigger than a quarter. Every conversation we've had, every interaction, it's been encoded, analyzed, shared. I stared at the disc. So I'm a lab rat. No, she said. You're a case study. And what happens if I fail the test? She didn't answer. That night I couldn't sleep. Were we all being judged? Was humanity on trial and didn't even know it? The next day, I found Lyra in a panic. "They've accelerated the timeline," she said. "Something's shifted. There's a faction pushing to abandon the experiment and label your species a potential threat." I sat down, stunned. "So what happens?" "Mass memory wipes. Species containment. Full planetary quarantine." "You're kidding." She wasn't. "And you?" "Yes. I'm supposed to report back. Confirm the containment directive." "And will you?" Her eyes met mine. "No. We left the city that night. I didn't pack much. Just a go bag, my passport, and Lyra's strange alien disc. We drove west. She said the mountains gave her clarity. Think she just needed space. 3 days in, parked under the stars in some nowhere desert, she finally told me everything. "They never planned to contact you this early," she said. "Not for another 200 years. "Then why now?" "Because something changed. Something in the outer systems. A race like yours appeared. Aggressive, fast-expanding, emotion-driven. They weren't from Earth, but they were like you. And they wiped out a Concord colony in 3 days." I exhaled slowly. "So now they think humans are a risk." "You are a risk. But you're also a wild card. Your kind doesn't follow patterns. You bend rules, break limits, dream things that shouldn't be possible. And that terrifies the Council. And you still think we deserve a chance." She nodded. "Because the alternative is stagnation. The Concord has grown too safe. Too slow. You might be the fire we need." "But fire burns," I said. "And it also creates light." She moved closer, placed the disc in my hand. "You're going to speak for Earth." "What?" "I'm taking you to the tribunal. You can't just bring a human." "I'm already breaking protocol. One more won't matter." I looked at her. This woman, this alien who'd studied me, lied to me, maybe even manipulated me. But she'd also risked everything. And now she was asking me to represent a world that didn't even know it was on trial. Ending. We arrived in orbit 2 weeks later. Her ship, disguised on Earth as a decommissioned satellite, was nothing like I expected. Organic curves. Rooms that shifted shape. Lights that hummed like music. The stars beyond Earth were vast. Infinite. Beautiful. Terrifying. The tribunal met in a place called Halcyon Verge. Halfway across the galaxy, in a star system where gravity bent like silk. Delegates of 100 species gathered beneath crystalline towers, speaking in frequencies I could barely hear. I stood before them, a translator embedded in my skull. Lyra at my side. They asked questions. About war. About kindness. About why we dream. About why we hate. About why we love. I told them stories. About a girl who gave up a scholarship to care for her sick brother. About a soldier who shielded enemy children during a ceasefire. About a janitor who invented a clean energy system in his garage. And I told them about Lyra, the alien who chose not to follow orders, who chose to trust. When I was done, there was silence. Then the arbiters conferred. 3 hours later, the verdict came. Humanity would not be contained. Instead, we were to be watched. Integrated slowly. But with guidance. We were given a Concord envoy. Lyra was promoted to lead integrator. And I became Earth's first unofficial ambassador. I write this now, from a moon orbiting a gas giant whose name I can't pronounce. I've seen cities made of light, oceans that breathe, beings older than pyramids. And yet, when I dream, I still see Galliard's cafe. A girl in silver. Eyes too bright to be real. Lyra let the secret slip. And in doing so, she saved us.